Hello, I'm Larry Murphy, sitting here in my swing on my back porch in Kingsport, Tennessee. Sitting here with an easy state of mind. I'm mellow, content, satisfied. And I know these are states of mind that everyone desires, what everyone is trying to accomplish or working toward. Well, I'm here to tell you how it is that you can have this contentment. What it was that the Apostle Paul was referring to when he explained to the church in Philippi. I have learned this secret, he says, of being content in any and every situation. He says, I know what it's like to be well fed and hungry. I know what it's like to have plenty and to have needs. But in all these situations, he's learned how to be content, to be mellow in all situations. I'm going to let you in on his secret. And I think the best way for me to get it across is through a story. A true story that happened to me back in the early 70s when I was in the Air Force. 3 Air Force buddies and I decided that on our weekend pass we were going to take a little road trip to Tijuana, Mexico. We were in search of adventure, excitement, and fun. And we found all 3 and more. Eventually, though, the weekend's coming to a close and it's time for us to cross the border back into the good old USA. We're there in line, I'm maybe 10th or so in line, back a ways. But I noticed that I have caught the attention of one of the border guards on the Mexican side. He's probably noticed my left eye that is swollen, almost shut, and he thinks I look a little suspicious, no doubt. So he walks over to one of his fellow guards, and they begin discussing me. I know it's me they are discussing because from time to time they glance in my direction and then go back to their discussion. Eventually they come to a consensus and they begin walking back in my direction. I panic. I panic for a good cause. Here I am crossing a border and I am carrying contraband, illegal drugs. Not proud of it, but that was the situation. And I reach into my pocket real quick and grab what is just a little small personal stash. I'm not smuggling, like a large quantity of drugs across the border. But I have enough in my pocket to get me in trouble and probably get me a little time in the Tijuana jail. Well, my first instinct is to throw it, to discard it, get rid of it before they get there. But I realize that it's not going to happen because they are not taking their eyes off of me, because they probably suspect that if someone is carrying something, they are going to throw it away if they see them coming. So I just had to keep it in my hand. They get back there, one grabs me on the left arm, the other by the right arm, and they escort me to the front of the line, but then we break the line and walk in to their headquarters there at the border. Inside the door is a counter, and they tell me to lean against it in a spread eagle. And this I do, put my hands up on the counter and spread my legs back, and when one of them begins frisking me. Well, the other has observed how well I did it and makes the remark that, Senor, you did that very good. I guess you have done this before. I'm thinking, oh no, Now they think I'm a career, criminal. So I come back with a retort. I watch a lot of TV. That's all I could, think of in response. Well, they don't find anything on me with a search, on my clothing and go through my clothing. So they escort me around the counter and on in back to a room, and we enter in there and they shut the door, and I find now 3 more guards that have been awaiting my arrival. They tell me to strip, and that I begin doing. As I take off my shirt, they search it. Take off my pants, they search it, and I'm standing there in my Fruit of the Looms, and being a little modest, a little shy, I'm reluctant to just go butt naked. But they tell me that they mean to strip all the way. And reluctantly, this I do, a bit embarrassing, and now they search me thoroughly. Cavities I didn't even know that I had. By the time they're through with me, I'm sure that I have no cavities in my teeth. If there had been, they would have noted them. I'm sure I have no suspicious moles or anything like that on my skin. They searched each and every inch of my skin. And I'm quite confident that I don't have any polyps in my colon. They still don't find anything. They're quite disappointed. They thought they had hit on a winner. You're thinking, well, what about the drugs you had in your hand? Did you swallow them, drop them as you were walking, in the door, or something like that? Well, no, I'm still holding them in my hand. They've never moved my hand. They were in my hand when they grabbed me in line. They were in my hand when they were frisking me. They were in my hand as I was standing back there in my birthday suit. Why it was they didn't ask me to open my hand, I don't know. Maybe it had been one of the men's responsibility to do it, and he shirked his duty, and everyone else just assumed he had checked my hand. But however it happened, no one asked for me to open my hand. My question is, how many of us are just as guilty as those border guards of overlooking something that obvious, just right there in our hands? And I'm not talking about contraband or any illegal substances or anything like that. I'm talking about how it is that God has placed in our hands all that we need to be content, to be satisfied in this life, to have a mellow disposition. But we overlook it. We overlook it as we look on out past our hands, and we're looking out there. It's like our hands in our way, and we're having to look around what God has given us for what we think that we need. Why? Why do we do this? It's because of greed, envy, jealousy. These 3 things kick in, and, they are conditions of discontentment. That's what a greedy person is. That's what greed is. It's discontent with what we have and a desire to have more. Envy is a discontent with what we have and a desire to what our neighbor has. So as long as these are in our lives, part of our psyche, we're never going to be content, just by there being states of discontentment. So the secret to knowing contentment and satisfaction and being mellow is to get rid of these. to rid these conditions out of our life, to get rid of them, as one would desire to get rid of a virus that was in their body. And we rid our lives of these. And then, like the Apostle Paul, we can say that we know the secret to contentment, that we have learned how to be content with and without, hungry, well-fed, that our physical state of affairs really doesn't have that much of an impact on what is in our hearts and in our minds. I hope and pray that you will pray to God, asking Him to rid these desires, these states of discontentment from your life, so that you can finally be at ease. Because to work at satisfying greed will never happen. There will never be a day when you have earned enough money or acquired enough, whatever it is that you think would make you happy. There's never that day that the greedy person comes to the point that they say, that's it. That is the one last dollar that I needed. From now on, I can relax. I've got enough. I've got all I need. From now on, I'm going to just enjoy what I have. That day never comes. But you now know the secret to contentment. A mellow state of mind. Enjoy it. It's part of the kingdom of heaven.